The word solstice means sun standing in Latin. It marks the point when the sun stops at its most northerly or southerly point relative to the equator before reversing direction. For the summer solstice, the sun would appear at its highest point in the sky, and is the day with the longest period of daylight. It happens twice a year, once in both the northern and southern hemispheres. The summer solstice in the northern hemisphere occurs around the 21st of June, but it does not always occur on this day, as it all depends on when the sun reaches its northernmost point from the celestial equator. It can happen between the 20th to the 22nd of June. Around this time, in areas north of the Arctic Circle, it is possible to witness the sun not set at all, so are dubbed Land of the Midnight Sun for this very reason. This occurs because the Earth's rotational axis is tilted. The Earth rotates around an axis inclined at an angle of 23.5 degrees in relation to its orbital plane around the Sun. It is this tilt that gives us our seasons. Summer occurs in the hemisphere that is tilted towards the Sun, whilst winter falls on the hemisphere that is tilted away from the Sun.
When thinking of predatory animals such as foxes, most would probably imagine a vicious carnivore with razor-sharp teeth. But what if I told you that a certain fox species munches on Christmas beetles and berries? In its natural habitat, the European red fox has been known to be an expert hunter that feasts mostly on small animals such as rabbits and birds. But a study suggests that their diet may not always be so simple. In Queensland, Australia, where the European red fox is invasive, it has had to adapt to an environment that is constantly changing due to local urbanization and the extinctions of many native species. Because of this, foxes may no longer have access to what they would have eaten in their traditional dietary niches. Curious as to what they would find, a group of scientists studied the diet of European red foxes over the course of 4 years. This study found that in their invaded habitat, the diet of European red foxes directly reflects what can be found in their environment. Without abundant access to prey, foxes act more akin to scavenging foragers that will munch on everything from plants to insects such as Christmas beetles and even decaying bird and fish remains. The expansiveness of their dietary niche reflects both the fox's opportunistic foraging habits as well as the constantly changing environment in which they live.
Millions of television viewers watching the surfing championships in South Africa witnessed a spectacle that seemed straight out of a horror film. While sitting on his surfboard waiting to compete, surfer Nick Fanning was seemingly attacked by a great white shark on live television. Or was he? In plain sight, viewers saw the shark slowly emerge from the water and gnaw at his surfboard. Fanning naturally started flailing in the water to get away from the shark, but as rescuers rushed to the scene, the shark simply swam away. Further review of the footage suggests that perhaps the shark was not aggressive at all, and more likely just curious. Scientists now think that sharks use their teeth similarly to the way humans use their fingers or cats use their paws to poke or prod an unknown object. What is unclear to researchers is the nature of most shark encounters. Are sharks being aggressive or just curious? Data shows that when a shark bites a human, it is more likely to swim away than continue the attack. Most shark attacks do not end in a fatality. Still, sharks are ferocious creatures and can be deadly. The most aggressive sharks are bull sharks and mako sharks, although attacks are incredibly rare. These sharks are thought to be aggressive because humans are roughly the same size as seals, one of their main prey in the water. Other sharks, such as the hammerhead shark or nurse shark, usually only attack when provoked. Still, other sharks, like the whale shark, a gentle giant, are no threat to humans.
Bird brains are tiny. The common pigeon's is about the size of a peanut. But having smaller noggins doesn't mean birds are unintelligent. One way scientists estimate brain power is through the number of neurons present. Some birds have upwards of 1 to 2 billion, similar to monkeys. The intelligence of birds, from New Zealand parrots that understand probability to ravens that can plan for the future, isn't a surprise to researchers who have long seen their capabilities. Early models proposed that only a small region of bird brains was responsible for complex behaviors, but this has been revised in recent years. Still, the detailed internal organization of bird brains hadn't been explored until now. 2 new studies in Science dig into their structure and function, revealing even greater similarities to mammalian brains. Researchers shine different angles of light into extremely thin slices of the pallium, the area of the bird brain with a similar function to the neocortex of mammals. This allowed them to see a 3D view of the fibers that connect neurons. The fibers of owls and pigeons were organized much like those of mammals. Parallel fibers along the pallium were crosscut by perpendicular fibers between layers, forming columns of connection. These microcircuits could explain how birds are capable of complex behaviors.
The Solar Energy Technologies Office, or SETO, as we often refer to ourselves, supports innovation across the solar energy spectrum to reach lower costs of electricity and to support the transition to a decarbonized economy. We release several funding opportunities each year, and these funding opportunities come with topic areas that are designed to address critical spaces where we really want to accelerate innovation. SETO has a long history of supporting innovation in solar energy technologies, and these innovations, coupled with other advancements in the industry, have enabled solar costs to drop dramatically over the past decade, 70 to 80%. This is making solar electricity one of the cheapest forms, and in many areas, the country, the cheapest form of new electricity generation today. It's critical that we continue to innovate and drive costs down further. Doing so will enable our electricity supply to be more affordable, and it will also accelerate solar deployment. The Biden administration has set a goal of 100% clean electricity supply by 2035. Solar is going to have a huge role to play in getting to that goal. Solar could provide as much as 40% of electricity in a clean grid. That's 10 times more than it's providing today. With the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, we see the industry poised for dramatic growth, both in deployment as well as in manufacturing, supporting good paying jobs and rapid growth toward our goal of having a clean electricity grid.
If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PTE-related content. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I will meet you soon at our next video.